Today, we're going to talk to what appears to be an interesting trend about people becoming more and more comfortable with market manipulation and faking comps within the sports card, space. I'm going to talk through a few examples of this, share my thoughts, and then I'll also jump in on some ways that you can spot shill bidding pretty easily on eBay. And I know a lot of people have some ideas on this, but this is a trick that probably not many of you will know about. Now, the thing I want to kick off today with is this new form. It's not really a new form, but this form of market manipulation that is going on. Now, this was posted on the Sports Card Nonsense page. I've taken a screenshot as was posted to Jen Leland's story, who I had a really good conversation with. And that is in relation to this individual basically saying, I want a card I didn't want because I was trying to drive up the price. Now, the thing that was interesting about this is it's not really new, because if you follow someone like Card Porn, you would have seen, them talk about this all the freaking time, right? They've probably had 10, 15, 20 instances of this over the last 2 years where they've brought it, front of mind. Now, if you're also somebody that goes about, social media and is on Discord and all things like that, you're going to have seen this, quite frequently. The reason why I think this is a little bit concerning is because it seems to be becoming a little bit normalized, right? This behavior seems to be okay for so many within the hobby. Now, this post is no longer on the Sports Card Nonsense page. If you try and find it, it's not there. But basically, when it did drop, I read a lot of the comments, and so many people were sort of okay with this behavior. Now, some of you might say, well, what is wrong with that? Well, I'll tell you what's wrong with that. You're basically helping create a fake comp. You're inflating the price, right? It is shill bidding. You're bidding on an item without the intent to actually win it and pay for it. Now, I hope in this instance, I don't think we got clarification in the end that this person, ended up purchasing the card and paying, for the deal, because if they didn't, it creates, that fake comp, but then it also ruins it for the seller. It was just very disappointing to see so many people seem to be okay with this. And it goes back to some of the same talking points we had, around card cleaning and all that sort of stuff. There is so much emphasis on people trying to maximize the dollars they're trying to get for the cards they own, that they're doing things that are a little bit disingenuous, and they're sort of ruining it for the wider, collector base. If you're somebody that owned a card that this person was trying to bid up the price in order for them to sell theirs for a higher price, you're now a bit screwed when you've got, fake comps trying to compare to. Now, at the end of the day, you might sit back and say, well, if this person bid it up, and then somebody still overbid them, what's wrong with that? Well, it's shill bidding, right? You can't be doing that kind of behavior, right? People, act strangely when it comes to auctions. They get FOMO, so they end up overpaying. Seeing somebody bid and could be competitive with you just creates, a false narrative on what's actually happening with that card. Now, I'm very keen to get your thoughts on this. I know many people are okay with it, which I find, a little bit shocking. I don't like that there's this mindset now where you're trying to, squeeze the penny dry, or the sponge dry, I think is a saying, right? And you're trying to get every drop out of your cards as you can. Like, yes, you want to be maximizing, the money you're getting, but at the same time, you don't want to be doing it in a way that's going to disadvantage other people. You don't want to do it in a way that's going to take advantage of other collectors. And I think things like this are that. And like Jen said in her post, she says, unfortunately, this is the new way to create comps. Sad part is those doing it think it is totally ethical, which I agree with. It's real simple. Immediate payment washes away at least 50% of this crap. And I also agree with that statement. That is something that, eBay should be implementing. These auction houses should be implementing to try and fix this, because it's not okay. And the fact that these people think it's ethical, and they think they're doing an okay thing, and then you read the comments and so many people are agreeing with them, should concern you a little bit, because it then, should start to raise questions around, okay, what other comps can and can't be relied upon. I always have good conversations with people around, them, questioning comps and things like that and not relying on them. Like, I can't begrudge somebody for not feeling comfortable enough to rely on comps that they're seeing online, right? And I'm not going to judge you if you don't feel comfortable for that, right? So it is just an interesting one. I'm really keen to get your thoughts on this. It is not ethical in any way, shape, or form. There's so much of that behavior happening now within our hobby. I don't know how it's creeped in. I think it's people maybe trying to recoup some of the money they've lost, over the last 2 to 3 years. I think we've got a lot of bad actors in this space now as well, which is nothing new. Again, I'm not, cracking the code here or anything like that. You guys are all well aware of it. It's just, very surprising to me to see so much of that mindset be quite pervasive online. Now, I'm not sure what it's like out at card shows in the US, because I'm not based in the US, but having people, tell me their stories, they tell me instances like this as well, where you've got people trying to basically just take advantage of as many people as possible. I don't like that mindset. This is a hobby. It's meant to be for fun. Stuff like this ruins it for a lot of different people. So, I hope the people that are doing the bad things in this instance, these unethical things, that are, you know, shill bidding and not following through on it, get left holding the bag, because this kind of crap is, you know, completely unacceptable in my opinion. Now, like I touched on at the very start of the video, there's a thing I want to show you here on eBay on how to actually really easily spot shill bidding. Now, some of you may have seen me talk about this before. I think I spoke about it 6 to 12 months ago. I was shocked to see so many people not be aware of this function. It's a really simple functionality within eBay, so I'll show you that in a sec. But if you are, you know, aware of this, let me know your thoughts if it's helped you in the past, because it's a really quick way to spot shill bidding with certain accounts. Now, if I jump to this eBay listing, so this is, as you can see here, 21-22 Prism Steph Curry gold auto, 10 out of 10, PSA 9 as well. It sold for $7,900. Now, the thing I want to show you here is when you're bidding on things, you can do this while the auction is live as well. So what you can do is you click on the number of bids. Now, I know people in the US had issues trying to find this. Some people couldn't access it. I know lots of people that can access it and have seen this, but you basically click on the total bids like I just did, so the 45, it then takes you to this page, right? And then if you click on the person who won, or instances like this where you might say, okay, zero feedback, that's very clearly, you know, a shill bid. It's not always the case, but that is a really good indication first and foremost. But if you click into this, it's going to tell you something very, very interesting that will definitively tell you that more than likely this is shill bidding. And that is because it shows, you know, the 30-day summary for this individual. So in the last 30 days, the person who won this card has bid on 99% of the items they've bid on have been with this one seller, right? That should concern you a little bit, saying that. This is a consignor, the person they're selling this card. So especially when you're seeing this with a consignor, that should be really concerning for you, but also with, you know, eBay sellers in general. You're not going to see that kind of rating when it comes to normal collectors buying and selling things. Like maybe if somebody was selling a, you know, PC and this person was also chasing that PC and they started to bid on lots of these items, you're not going to see things that freaking high. So to clarify again, 99% of the items this person has bid on in the last 30 days has been with this seller, which is pretty ridiculous in my opinion, and is a major red flag. Now, if we go back and click on the person who had the second highest bid, 97% of their bids were with this seller. Now, this seller is based in China, so I'm not sure if they're like the hub, which is why so many people bid on things with them. I'd find that a little bit hard to believe. If you click on the person with zero feedback, 100%. That stuff is a huge red flag, and it's very simple. So like I said, you basically come to the item, you click in on the number of bids, you can see all the bidders on here, you just click into them and get some information, and then you'll see some truth. So this person's 7%. That's normally what you expect to see with these. When I've done this sort of investigation in the past, it's usually like 10 to 30%. Even 30% is a little bit scary sometimes when you do see that, but you basically couple that along with other auctions that this person is also listing, and that's how you sort of see if there's a trend. But 99%, 97%, 100% is a huge red flag, and that's a really good way for you to try and spot some shill bidding, to be honest, because not a whole lot of people talk about that feature on eBay, and it's a really good way for you to spot that, you know, relatively quickly. Now, like I said, things like zero feedback and low feedback bidders bidding on things is easy to spot, but this is a surefire way for you to spot, you know, shill bidding pretty quickly. And to give even more context to this and more supporting evidence behind it, you know, I've bid on items in the past that this has happened to me on. I think I did a video last year with a flawless card that I won. I sent that information to eBay. They looked into it and they said, yes, the 99% that you're quoting is very concerning. This person has confirmed, or we've confirmed that this is shill bidding based on some IP testing they've done. We're going to get you to send the card back and you'll get a full refund. So, you know, use this stuff to your advantage and use it to make sure you're not getting exposed and taken advantage of. This won't work all the time for, you know, big consigners like Probstein and things like that. So you're not going to spot shill bidding using this method on that, purely because so many people buy freaking cards from them. But it should help you in some capacity. So I hope that was knowledgeable for you. I hope you learned something with that tip and trick, because like I said, when I shared it last time, not many people were aware of it. It was some time ago that I did share it, so hopefully more of you now are across it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts around that market manipulation we opened up with people bidding up cards to try and, you know, inflate the value of the cards they are then trying to sell themselves. Let me know your thoughts on everything we discussed today, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.